What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel once again. My name is Dash Lifestyle. Kindly for watching me for the first time, remember to subscribe, like, share and also comment. And a happy new year 2025 to all of you. So guys, in today's video I want us to watch this video from one of our Caribbean leader. He had decided to come out and expose the Western country, the colonizers country. They have denied to pay some of the Caribbean country their reparation. So kindly guys, watch this video till the end, then I'll be back with more comment.
Jamaica was the Caribbean's largest slave market. The British imported into Jamaica 1.3 million Africans. At the end of slavery in 1838, there were 300,000 remaining. The question has to be asked then, how do you reduce 1.3 million people to 300,000 after 200 years? Less than 25% survival. Slavery in Jamaica was genocidal. When the British Prime Minister, Mr. Cameron, visited Jamaica, he did not wish to speak of the colonial past. Britain had taken Jamaica from the Spanish in 1655 and had ruled Jamaica until 1962, when Jamaica forcefully demanded its independence. And so he said, there will be no apology for slavery, there will be no conversation about reparatory justice. The French president, Mr. Hollande, had also visited a Caribbean colony in Guadeloupe. He too said there will be no apology for slavery and there will be no reparations. But he was in Guadeloupe to open a multi-million euro museum dedicated to slavery as a gift from the people of France, so that the African community in the French islands could see the horror of slavery displayed in their museum. He went on to add that France owes the people of the Caribbean a debt of gratitude. But this gratitude would not be expressed in either an apology or in any form of reparatory justice. All of this came against the background of what had transpired in 2001, when President Aristide of Haiti demanded the return of the 150 million francs that France had insisted that Haiti pay for their own self-liberation. You may recall that Haiti had fought a war of liberation, declared their independence on the 1st of January 1804. The Haitians were the first people on this planet to give Napoleon Bonaparte a whipping. And in return for this whipping, France insists that if the Haitians wish to be recognized as an independent nation state, they will have to pay compensation to their former enslavers. 1825, the Haitians are celebrating the 21st anniversary of their independence. France had refused to recognize Haiti as an independent nation. All the slave-owning nations of the Western world, Britain, Spain, Portugal, Holland, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, the United States, all said they will not recognize Haiti until the French recognize Haiti. The French said, if you want recognition, you pay for it. The Haitian people in 1825 had therefore a decision to make on their 21st anniversary. There were parties in Port-au-Prince, but there were also French gunboats in the harbor. The Haitian cabinet met and agreed that they wished to be reinserted into the international community, and this reinsertion would cost them 150 million francs, which is 21 billion US dollars in contemporary money. This money was paid, agreed to be paid, and was paid to the French government over 100 years. This extraction of economic value out of Haiti in the first 100 years of its nationhood crippled that nation. In some years in the 19th century, the payment to France in reparations accounted for 60 to 70% of the foreign exchange earnings of that nation. Aristide asks for the return of this money to the people of Haiti. He wrote to the French government to government, calling for the return of this money. The French government invaded Haiti. Aristide was overthrown and removed from office. His successor, his first public statement was that the claim for reparations and the repayment of this money was a criminal act and removed from the state. And therein was the end of that conversation.
So guys, I hope you have watched that video from one of our Caribbean leaders coming out and expose the European, the Western country, or the colonizers' country. They have denied to pay reparation to the Caribbean country. And also guys, I want you to watch this video from Kamala Harris, the Vice President of United States. He was asked about paying black people their reparation, and this is what she had to say about reparation. So kindly guys, watch this video.
Somebody asked her, what are y'all going to do for black people? And she said, we can't pass laws just for black people.
Any policy that will benefit black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No, because whatever benefits that black family will benefit that community and society as a whole and the country.
Well, Kamala Harris, can I ask you a question, Madam Vice President?
Do you support reparations for black people?
Well, listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination, segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of black families who are in poverty.
So by default, it affects black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you would explore.
But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit black children, black families, black homeowners, because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No, because whatever benefits that black family will benefit that community and society as a whole and the country.
Speaking of Kamala, right, how do you feel about her? Because I know you made a comment earlier saying that she don't claim her black side.
House Nick, just like Barack Obama, they do what they need to do to stay close to the white power structure. She made a career locking up black people. This is the same woman who went on international television, Art, let me remind you, about a year or two ago and said America is not a racist country.
Black Americans, sorry to say, again, because of what they are seeing in the media and stuff, have been, for lack of better words, brainwashed to only think about race. That is the only thing that matters. Racism, white man is the enemy. Black Americans, sorry to say, again, because of what they are seeing in the media and stuff, have been, for lack of better words, brainwashed to only think about race. That is the only thing that matters. Racism. White man is the enemy. In fact,
You want me to go vote for a so-called black woman who went on international television and told the world that America is not a racist country. She spit in the face of the family of Trayvon Martin. She spit in the face of the family of Breonna Taylor. She spit in the face of the family of Michael Brown, Alton Sterling, Philando Castile, Amir Locke, Dante. We can go on and on. Tamir Rice, all the Africans murdered by police, which are state-sanctioned executions. Let us be clear. The police are agents of the state. When the police kills a black person, that is a state-sponsored execution. And in response to all this racism, the execution of George Floyd, this part-time black woman says America is not racist. And when I say part-time, Art, I'm not poking fun at her because she's being mixed race. I want to be clear. I'm poking fun at her because she can rarely be found speaking up for black people. My issue ain't her being mixed race. Nobody's responsible for how they come into this world. My issue with her is not identifying with her people. I remember another interview I saw with Kamala Harris, Art, and she said, somebody asked her, what are y'all going to do for black people? And she said, we can't pass laws just for black people.
Any policy that will benefit black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No, because whatever benefits that black family will benefit that community and society as a whole and the country.
Well, Kamala Harris, can I ask you a question, Madam Vice President? If the Democratic Party can't do anything just for black people, why did y'all pass a law only for Asians? Why did y'all pass a law only for Native Americans? Why did y'all pass a law only for transgenders? Why did y'all pass a law only for LGBTQs? Why did y'all pass a law only for immigrants? If you can't do anything just for black people, this is what she said. It came out of her mouth. If you can't do anything just for black people, how was it possible for you and President Biden to do all these other things for specific ethnic groups in this country? Kamala Harris is not for black people.
Guys, I hope you have watched that video and also you have watched that interview from the Vice President of United States, Kamala Harris. Also, she has come out and say they are not yet ready. United States, it is not yet ready to pay the black people their reparation. And this is to tell you that so many black people, they were angry because by now we all know that Donald Trump, he was the president-elect and he's going to be handed over this January. So because of that also, it made a lot of black people not to trust Kamala Harris anymore, because we as black people, we have went through a lot. You have seen in the first video of our Caribbean leaders coming out and highlight some of the things that the colonizers, they did to us black people. It is a bad thing. You can imagine. We have a lot of countries in the Caribbean, they went through slavery. We have a lot of people, they are still suffering from the slavery scars in Caribbean. Not only the Caribbean country, they are suffering from the slavery scars. Also, we have a lot of African country also. These people, they have denied to pay some of the African country their slavery reparation, and yet they still want to come here in Africa, and they are taking our resources here in Africa. You have seen what our Caribbean, one of our Caribbean leader here said. These people, they have taken our treasure things here in Caribbean. They have taken their treasures thing from Caribbean. They have built their museum. They have put some of the treasures thing in their museum. They have written their history of how they enslaved some of the black people in the Caribbean. They have written and they have stored it in their museum. So they are charging the Caribbean people, the black people, who they are going in their country, who they are going to their museum. If they want to see their treasures thing, they are charging them. You can imagine. You are paying so that you can see your treasures thing in another country. So this is how these people, they are using us black people, and it is the right time for these people to pay. The other day they came out and say they want us black people to forgive them. They were asking for forgiveness. You can imagine, these people, they were asking for forgiveness. I came out and I did a video and telling them that you cannot just come out and apologize to us black people. No, the first thing is that we as black people, we want to see action. We want to see action. You people, you stole our treasures thing here in Africa, in the Caribbean, in any black country. You need to return them first before asking for forgiveness. You need to return them. The second thing, you people, you need to pay reparation. We are having our families, their grandfather, they are still suffering from the scars. The family was disorganized. You need to pay the damage that you did to some of the black people, to some of the black family. You enslave our brothers and sisters. You take them away from their motherland. These people, they fought. You enslave them. You force them in forced labor. So first of all, also you need to pay slavery reparation. This is the second thing. And also, you people, you need to ask for forgiveness. After you have done those things, you need to ask for forgiveness, because you cannot just come out and say, no, black people, forgive us. No, we cannot forgive you without action. We as black people, we want to see action. You have seen what our Caribbean leader, he has come out and say. You people, you killed. You can imagine more than 7. I don't want to say the numbers because this is so embarrassing to us black people. These people, they have done a lot of damages to us black people, and up to date, you can see what they have done. They have painted Africa bad image, so that people cannot come to Africa, so that people can believe Africa, it is the poorest country. Africa, it is a bad country. It is the third world country. And yet you want us black people to forgive you. No, it is now the right time for you to pay slavery reparation. We are still asking for slavery reparation. This is some of the things that you need to do. You need to return some of the treasures thing. You can imagine these people, they are having black people skeleton scars. They are having our treasures thing in their museum. They are teaching their children about how these people, they enslave us. This is all they do. They are teaching their children how they conquered black people, how they enslaved black people, how they did bad things to us black people. And that's why when you are going to their country, if as a black person, their children, they cannot respect you black people. They can't. And that's why I keep on telling you that in their country, there is a racist, and they are the ones who they have teach their children are being racist. They are racist towards black people, and that cannot be denied. You have seen what Dr. Omar, he has come out and said. The system in United States, it is being designed to it is being used against black people. Yeah, the system that is being designed to against black people. Every bad thing, it is being associated with the black people. They have made black people to be, they are getting money to the black people. The source of the income from the police, it is to the black people. They have turned the police against the black people. Everything, it is bad. They set up a black person. And yet they are coming out and asking for forgiveness. And yet they have refused to pay slavery reparation. So it is now the highest time for us black people to come together, to unite, to keep on asking for slavery reparation. And that's why so many people, a lot of black people, they left to vote for Kamala Harris, because after getting the seat, she has started working to the white people. She's not favoring black people. She's not fighting for the black people. She's being now controlled by the white people. So kindly guys, I don't want to talk too much. Subscribe if you haven't. Like this video, share and comment. See you on my next one. Bye bye.